This is a true story. 3 years ago, a young billionaire and founder of Yuzu.com, Lin Qi, was poisoned by his company's executives. March 21st, 2024. The case reached its first trial, and the murderer, Xu Yao, was sentenced to death. Apart from the murdered Lin Qi, Xu Yao also poisoned 4 other colleagues. This office tragedy, rooted in resentments and grudges, revolves around the most famous IP in the Chinese science fiction world, Liu Cixin's The Three-Body Problem. 3 men became entangled in its web. 1 earned billions, 1 lost his life, and 1 awaits the final judgment of death row. Today, let's unravel the intricacies of this case. The story begins in 2009, when a woman approached Liu Cixin to purchase the copyrights to The Three-Body Problem. This was just before the official publication of the 3rd part of the series novel. Though the serialized work had garnered significant acclaim in the science fiction world magazine, 46-year-old Liu Cixin was still far from being wealthy. The woman, named Song Chunyu, offered 100,000 yuan for the game and film adaptation rights. Liu Cixin, unaware of the immense future market value of his masterpiece, found it hard to resist the substantial sum. So he sold the copyrights of the book to this woman. Song Chunyu's husband, Zhang Fanfan, a graduate of the Beijing Film Academy's Department of Fine Arts, collaborated with his wife on 2 television dramas and 4 horror films. Their discerning eye for The Three-Body Problem copyrights was commendable. Little did they know they were igniting a series of unforeseen events. This couple secured the rights and established a film company, needing only one thing: money. Despite owning the rights for 5 years, their ambitious plans required significant investment. As the popularity of The Three-Body Problem grew, so did their appetite for success. They estimated an investment of 2 billion yuan for the film, a staggering sum at the time. In early 2014, Zhang Fanfan and Song Chunyu hosted a grand meeting at the Pangu 7-star hotel, inviting various film companies. However, none were willing to invest the required amount. It wasn't until a young billionaire from Wenzhou City, Lin Qi, entered the scene that things changed. Lin Qi, in his 30s, had amassed a fortune in the booming online gaming industry. He saw the potential of IPs and envisioned building an empire worth billions. With deep pockets, Lin Qi swiftly established Yuzu Motion Pictures and promised to invest 2 billion yuan in The Three-Body Problem adaptation. Zhang Fanfan demanded to directing this project. They both agree. Unfortunately, despite initial enthusiasm, the film's production faced setbacks. The involvement of a famous filmmaker, Kong Ergo, but did not last long. Finally, in 2015, The Three-Body Problem's film began shooting in Shaoxing'an Mountains, but after 5 months, it was halted. The budget was nearly exhausted, and the resulting rough cut disappointed viewers, resembling nothing more than a PowerPoint presentation. Meanwhile, The Three-Body Problem won the prestigious Hugo Award for Best Novel, further increasing expectations for its adaptation. Lin Qi, realizing the challenges ahead, halted the film's progress and decided to start afresh. He severed ties with all incompetent collaborators, but faced resistance from Zhang Fanfan, who refused to relinquish control. At this time, Xu Yao, a legal expert and negotiation specialist, shows up, who solved the problem and eventually became a murderer. Amidst the turmoil, nobody anticipated the true outcome of their fate. Xu Yao, the perpetrator, was of the same age as Lin Qi. He graduated from the Law School of Southwest University, then pursued further studies at Paul Cézanne University in France and the University of Michigan in the United States. He had worked at Dewey and LeBoeuf, LLP, and the Renaissance Group, typical career paths for a workplace elite. His past negotiation successes enticed Lin Qi, who was eager to secure the rights to The Three-Body Problem. Lin Qi, being financially well off, offered Xu Yao the position of CEO of Yuzu Motion Pictures, along with an annual salary of 20 million yuan. In May 2017, Xu Yao joined Yuzu to restart the stalled negotiations. 6 months later, Zhang Fanfan finally relented, expressing willingness to consider a deal. However, he proposed a fantasy price of 1 billion yuan. After much negotiation, he settled for 1.2 billion yuan. Despite the high price, the problem was finally resolved within Lin Qi's acceptable range. From 100,000 yuan to 1.2 billion yuan, the investment yielded mythological returns for Zhang Fanfan and his wife. In January 2018, Yuzu Motion Picture Company completed the acquisition and attempted to salvage the already produced The Three Body Problem film, but to no avail. Lin Qi decided to reevaluate the rights for long-term development and established the Three Body Universe Shanghai Cultural Development Company, appointing Zhu Yao as CEO to manage the project. However, their honeymoon period came to an end. Despite Zhu Yao's high salary, the disparity between reality and expectations led to tensions. Lin Qi replaced Zhu Yao with Zhao Jilong, reducing Zhu Yao's salary from 20 million to 15 million yuan. This move seemed to stimulate Zhu Yao, revealing a darker side of his personality. In the southwestern part of Qingpu District, Shanghai, Zhu Yao established a clandestine drug production facility, acquiring over 160 mobile phone numbers and purchasing hundreds of toxic substances, such as mercury and pufferfish toxins, through the dark web. He conducted experiments on pets and colleagues, including Zhao Jilong, with small doses of poison initially. However, when Zhao Jilong showed adverse reactions and was hospitalized, Zhu Yao increased the dosage, causing mercury levels in Zhao's body to spike tenfold. Zhao's wife also tested positive for elevated mercury levels after drinking from his cup, hindering her ability to breastfeed. Unbeknownst to anyone, Zhu Yao's hatred simmered beneath the surface, eventually culminating in a deadly plan. On September 1st, 2020, Three Body Universe announced a collaboration with Netflix to develop an English-language series. Meanwhile, Zhu Yao, still posing as CEO of Three Body Universe, supported the project publicly, while his sinister intentions lurked in the shadows. In December 2020, after preparing a bottle of 30 probiotic capsules, Zhu Yao switched out some of them with the poisoned ones and gave them to Lin Qi under the pretense of a health supplement. Lin Qi's condition worsened rapidly, and despite medical efforts, he fell into a coma and died 9 days later. Zhu Yao was swiftly apprehended by the police, but he refused to disclose the type of poison used, depriving Lin Qi of timely treatment. Ironically, on the day Zhu Yao was sentenced to death, the Wang Fei version of the Three Body series had just been released. This saga, representing the pinnacle of China's hard science fiction, ultimately ended with a layer of darkness amidst the backdrop of cold, ruthless realism.